What's up, guys? Studfit here. We have another episode of Kart Talk, and I'm joined by some of my really good friends, some new faces as well. So, without further ado, I'll introduce to you guys. And before I get to anything having to do with me and the crazy week I've had, but first, want to introduce you guys to Snuffles, and first, EDietel, the EDietel's son. EDietel, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Good, man. So tell us a little bit about yourself, when you got started playing the game, and maybe anything interesting that keeps you going when playing the game.
I started out, it was like end of New York tour to Halloween tour, like around when the game started. Um, it's been real fun. When I first started out, for some reason I always used Morton,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
I have no clue why.
He's a beast. I mean, he's a beefy dude.
You want to tell them about your cool thing that happened?
Uh, Recently I got my first boom box. And what happened was, so I'm PD Piranha. I'm in a race. Pink Gold Peach gets right in front of me. I get a boomerang frenzy, and Pink Gold Peach gets a coin box frenzy. And it was like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What a cool feeling.
It was so awesome.
I think we can all relate to that. Well, good, man. Do you have a favorite driver? Would it be PD Piranha or one of his variations?
I really like Gold PD Piranha.
Yeah, there's something about him. That's why I included him here on this collage right above my shoulder, because he's a beast, man. He's my favorite PD. Now, I will say the PD me is meaty, as we like to call him. He's grown on me quite a lot too. But I can't. Thanks again for joining EDietel. Pleasure to meet you, man. And thanks for keeping your dad going. It's so cool to see families and people interacting with each other. Keeps the game going and keep us enjoying the fact that it's not just ourselves playing in a little corner, that we're part of a community, we're part of a family, inside the house and outside the house. So thanks for coming on, man.
Mm-hmm.
Good. We also have Snuffles. Welcome, Snuffles. How are you doing, man?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's your first time on, man. So tell the viewers at home a little bit about yourself, when you got started playing the game, maybe where you're calling from, and anything else you think would be important for the viewers at home to know. Maybe if you're a whale, or you like to an ACR, or if you like just investing in boomerang drivers, etc. So tell everyone at home what's up with Snuffles.
So
and maybe also tell us where the name came from.
okay, yeah, I can do that. So I'm a pandemic player, and I was originally a Mario Kart, like on Super Nintendo player, but I hadn't played any kind of Mario Kart. I mean, since Mario 64. But I remember I was sitting on the couch one day during the pandemic, just bored out of my mind, and you couldn't get like Switches or anything at that time. They were all sold out everywhere. I was like, man, it'd be really cool if I could just play Mario Kart on my phone. I was like, I wonder if anyone else has ever thought of that. So I just went to the app store, and I like searched Mario Kart, and it popped up, and I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. And downloaded it, had no idea what I was doing. And I think, like a lot of people, I found Abdallah on YouTube.
Yeah.
And that kind of got the ball rolling downhill for me. I wouldn't say that I'm a whale by any means. I'll buy things occasionally in the game if I feel like they really help out my account. For a very long time, I was free to play. I don't think I made my first purchase in the game outside of Gold Pass for like the first maybe year and a half. And it wasn't until then I started to get more serious, and I was like, well, if something really helps my account, then I'll do it. So occasionally I'll buy things here and there. As far as like something about me in the game, I really like Luigi. He's probably my favorite character, my favorite driver in the game. So I have a lot of the Luigis. I have a lot of them at high levels. My favorite skill in the game is definitely Lucky 7, though. So like Luigi Painter is probably my favorite driver overall in the game.
Okay.
The name Snuffles is a reference to Harry Potter. It's one of the nicknames that Harry's given in the books. And so, yeah, so if you look at like one of my screen names is like Snuffles 731. 731 is July 31st, also Harry Potter's birthday. So I'm a
Okay.
big Harry Potter
Okay.
fan. So
So yeah, so are you a
Sweet.
Huffledorf or what's your
Ravenclaw for sure.
Ravenclaw? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Good, man. Well, pleasure to have you on. Excited. Thanks again. You were one of the few that submitted a phenomenal question, so I said we got to bring them on. Let's go. So I appreciate you joining us. And now, I have to get to you, Issa, because I know you're just standing there in your hallway. He was sitting down in a different room, and we said, "Where's the horse picture? We got to get the horse picture." He's like, "Well, I got one right here." So we had to start with the horse picture. You can go back and lay it down on the bed if you're. But thanks again for making sure to get the horse. How are you doing, Issa? It's been a while.
I'm great. How about you?
Yeah, man. It's been a crazy week, which I'll get to here in a second. But what's some things you're enjoying about the tour so far before we get into the deep dive into the tour?
I'm actually enjoying, just grinding EXP experience points. I'm also happy about. I actually like Peach Garden tea. I don't know. I really like it. And the Mario Kart DS is just that hits home for me as well. Just with just like Double Dash, like I played that during my childhood. So seeing that course being brought back into Mario Kart Tour is always a good time when I could play some Peach Gardens. The Shroom Bridge that's also was in. I can't recall. Was it in Mario Kart DS?
It was, yes.
Okay. I had obviously clearly didn't play that track too much, but I definitely do remember Peach Garden. So I don't know. I just really like the nostalgic feel of them bringing back courses from my childhood from Mario Kart Tour DS.
Good. I was gonna say from my childhood, I'm thinking when I'm thinking Toad, I'm thinking Toad's Turnpike, and I haven't seen that yet. It'll be interesting. I kind of get that feel with the cars coming at you. I'm sure
It would be interesting.
Matter of time. Talking about interesting, you can lay down now, Issa. Thank you again for making sure we got the horse in there. Appreciate that, man. Ed the horse. Thank you very much, Ed. All right, Draco.
Yes.
What's new with you, man? What's going on?
I mean, I'm just enjoying this tour. I think I have more fun than expected into Shroom Ridge. Actually, the T version with giant banana there, it's so much fun. I like all the extra box actually, like in all of those tracks. I mean, it feel like almost like Dickies. I mean, when you can reach a good 200 extra counts on every single of those versions. But yeah, I'm doing well. I'm happy to be back with Issa, spending more time with Issa and meeting Snuffle and EDietel. Yeah, let's have it. And also, like, look at those beautiful shirts. Make sure to have them if it's not already done. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be happy to be here, and thanks you for having me.
Yeah, man. I always know if I need someone to fill a spot, I can always count on you, Draco. Appreciate that. And then, of course, we haven't forgot about you, the other Deedle, the EDietel. What's new with you, EDietel?
Oh, I don't know what the jazz hands are all about.
Yeah. Are you Ravenclaw as well? I have to ask.
I can't tell you.
I'm a Ravenclaw.
There you go.
Who knows? I'm a little worried that we're going to be.
Me.
I'm a little worried that we're going to be sorted into houses tonight, and this conversation's going to really go off the rails. No, I mean things have been good, one day at a time. I was pretty sick last week, so I'm happy that I'm over it, and at least up here we're about to get our third snowstorm in a week. They're coming fast and furious, so we're getting ready to hunker down tomorrow. So yeah.
Oh, Deedles, you look a little too excited for that snow. You big snow fan?
IDK. I mean, like, sometimes yes, sometimes no.
I mean,
Like, it depends. If it's like if I feel like I'm in the mood, I'm like, yeah, snow. But then if I'm not, I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
We might go out and do some sledding tomorrow. So we got
in Quebec, we have like snow for like what 4 to 6 months a year, so we have always snow, and it's like we need to shovel. It's like snow, and there's so much storm, and like
yeah, I don't know.
We live just underneath you, Draco. We get very similar weather.
You guys are
I'm out here in Salt Lake. We've been breaking all kinds of records for snowfall. Like in my yard, earlier this week, we had 14 inches. And
Ooh.
I'd never seen anything quite like that before, just in my yard. I was shoveling snow in my driveway. I could almost not see my fence.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Just
Yeah,
kept piling it up.
14
I think
inches or
14 inches is what we're supposed to get tomorrow. So we're gonna have to get out there with the sleds.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I can't relate in North Carolina.
I was gonna say we don't get. I don't think we got snow. We might have gotten snow once. Maybe it was like in November, but it's actually pretty temperate February here in Virginia. But yeah, I've heard all kinds of crazy stories from places from Montana and Salt Lake and Denver. It's been kind of going pretty crazy over there. So hopefully gives you more time, I guess, to play Mario Kart Tour. I will say I do not like the snow most of the time. I loved as a kid though. My birthday is obviously I'm a Capricorn, so January. So all my birthday parties, we had snow parties, snow fight, igloo parties, sledding parties. Everything had to do with snow. You couldn't avoid it, so we just owned up to it. Now I don't really do it much. I will say when I do experience snow, it's because I drive up to you guys, going up to Loon or Sugarloaf, EDietel, and hit the slope. So that's always a fun time. But yeah, so we're wrapping up the winter time. You mentioned EDietel getting a little sick. It's been kind of weird being the doctor tour. Talked to Crazy today. He's getting over some sickness. It seems like everyone's coming down with something and probably seeing the doctor more often than we were probably throughout the year, which is kind of ironic for the doctor tour, myself included. So I do feel like I have to address the community somewhat. I appreciate everyone's patience this past week. And talking about sickness, Sam78IT got sick literally as the tour commenced, so he got the date a little bit late, and then that kind of caused a little bit of a supply chain backup. And so Alberto's been helping me out with the slides and kind of our in-house employee here. He got the slides done at like 2 a.m. on Saturday, and then I woke up and tried to get everything set up, and Antolev went on vacation like literally like an hour later. And then I got this laptop, and we were trying to be cheap about it. We got like a 2017 Mac, thinking like this will be good enough, right? All we do is record some stuff, and like there's a ports don't. I got like 3 or 4 adapters, none of them worked. So I said, all right, we got eventually just Saturday night, I just ordered a new computer, sent the old one back, came in on like Wednesday. By then everyone was like stopped asking about the rundown, was pretty like already made their investments. And so I thought about doing something entertaining, but then I Tuesday morning, I tried to use again my old laptop one last time. One time I found a workaround. I could somehow get the slides up without needing my camera, and had a surprise guest, which I'll have to come back. I won't tell his name, but he'll be invited back to do the rundown eventually one day, because he did a phenomenal job. It was a great episode, a great lost episode that will never be found, because the recording stopped somewhere about 39 minutes in, and literally everything was corrupt the whole way through. So there's audio only. I may or may not post it just for grabs and giggles one day. But yeah, I appreciate everyone's patience. This has been a crazy week, a crazy month for me. As many of you know, I mentioned, I think this is actually the one full month from when I was a part of a tech layoff. And so I've been spending the last month very actively interviewing and looking for some opportunities. Thankfully, I've had a lot of support, and I've probably been averaging 4 or 5 interviews a day. And I got, I think my second offer today, and I have a final interview with what could be a dream company on Monday. So things are hopefully going to ease up a little bit, but I've been grinding, man. It's been weird, because like there's always things you can apply for. There's always people, recruiters you're talking to. So it's been appreciate everyone's patience to go full circle. But either way, we're coming into a doctor tour. I might have skimmed over this. On Sunday, I had this like incredibly devastating bug. Just like let's just say I could not hold things in my body, like could not hold liquids, foods in my body for at least about 18 hours, and that was not fun. And so I think it's one of those things, like until your health is taken away, we take it for granted, and I started this Healthy Life Challenge. Shout out to Sammy D and Kart Life and his channel. He's got a phenomenal challenge going on. So one of the things I did for this tour specifically was to track all my calories every single day, make sure I'm about 300, 400 below my target, that target does change based on how much I exercise, and then try to run every day for about 4 miles. And so that was That's what I was doing right up until Sunday, man. It was going great, and then you get your health taken away. You feel like you just got knocked off your feet. And yeah, long story short, though, the success part of it is I'm officially, as of like this, technically yesterday, but then also held it down today. I'm 10 pounds below when the tour started. So the method to the madness is paying off. And I try to just show not how simple it is, but like if it literally comes down to calories in versus calories out. And I wanted to show that. Obviously, getting sick, it was a great example of life, right? Because you always have, Mike Tyson once said, you always have a plan until you get punched in the face. And so I got punched in the face a lot this week. I'll just put it that way. But appreciate everyone's patience. The challenge is still on. I think the last healthy challenge, I was able to get down 12 pounds. I do want to try to see if I can maybe get 13 this tour, and got some days to try to keep it accomplished. Today was a little bit of a lazy day. It was really, I had like some really important stuff going on today, and so I never got to exercise today. Ate a little bit too much, but we'll see. The main part is, though, I'm with you guys. We're hanging out. We're talking for 2 hours about Mario Kart Tour, and honestly, it's refreshing. This is one of the first kind of good breaks I've had just to hang out with my friends. So, full disclosure, the prep for this podcast is not quite. I'm sure Draco and others who have been on before can admit this is a little light on the prep, but that's okay. Because we're here, we're in a safe space. We're gonna have fun. We're with friends. But let's first talk about the Doctor Tour. So the Doctor Tour came out, obviously, as we just discussed, with Shroom Ridge, and some good items, some things that we were pretty excited about, and some other things that are a little lackluster. Last tour we got kind of were harping a little bit. We had Sammy D on and some other great friends, Jeeves as well, who kind of talked about, this, it seems like the game's kind of starting to get a little hard to get as excited about. And then then this morning, we saw the tour reveal for the Mario Tour next tour. And man, if the last thing that we needed was a Mario Tour, that's exactly what Nintendo was going to give us. It seems par for the course. But let's first start. That's what we're going to be talking about for the next hour and 40 minutes or so. But before we get any further, let's talk about the Doctor Tour. Who thinks that Shroom Ridge rises to a top 5 track for them? Who absolutely loves Shroom Ridge? And who thinks it's so annoying that you get in the cars in the way and just like you're having to weave back and forth? It feels like Yoshi's Circuit all over again. What's your thoughts on Shroom Ridge, the track itself?
I have not been the biggest fan of Shroom Ridge. It's growing on me. I think as I'm starting to figure out the lines, it's growing on me because you got to time things out, right? Like there's certain boxes that you can only get if you're in certain places, and obviously I think a lot of times we want to front run on those tracks unless you're one of those weirdos that likes boomboxing. But it's growing on me, and I think the trick and the reverse trick variants are pretty fun.
For my part, I think, like I mentioned before, I like it more than expected to be, because I feel like all the variation is very different from each other's, and which really what I like, especially like the T versions. One of my favorite, you go outside the track and stuff like that. One thing I really love about the track is to get a lot of extra bucks, and this track gives you enough of that. So extra bucks are always king. You can have 200 action count very easily. You can boombox, you can giant, you can coin box. This track is just phenomenal, and also like what I like about this track more is it's just beauty. Like the cars are well done, the track is just well designed, and yeah, it's a little bit hard to drive on it, but for the amount of variation they offer us, I was kind of surprised, and more, like I said, more I expect to be. So for me, it would be like pretty much almost like a top 3 or top 5 track of all time, which I enjoy in Mario Kart Tour. And I feel like every time I see it, would be like, oh, another very easy 200 action counts we can do for ACR. So no, it's a very good track.
Good. Which of that, Snuffles?
From my perspective, I kind of feel like it's a really great track, but it's let down by the driver selection on it. It's like you open it up and it's like, I'm really excited about this new track. And then I look at the drivers and I'm like, oh, so if you didn't get one of the, either Astrode or you didn't get Explorer Shy Guy, which I passed on both, for me, it's like, I guess, do I want to use the cat me suit? I mean, do I want to put tickets on that? So it's like, it's really conflicting for me. It's like the track itself I like a lot, and I like the extra item boxes, but to me, the idea of putting tickets on something like that is really hard. And so that kind of tamps down how excited I could get for a track like that.
I'm with you there. Man, this week I've saved this Shroom Ridge track in ranked. I've saved it for last, so I haven't grinded it at all. And I'm with you. I'm debating, like, should I try to invest in this Explorer Shy Guy, or should I go cat me suit? And I saw both Carlos and Kareem go all in on this cat suit, and so I'm like, man, should I go that direction? It seems almost like I have to, but I'm like, I know that the Shy Guy Explorer is going to be kind of fun, especially even if I can just take him a level 4, just to have. I do like Lucky 7. It's one of my favorite skills as well. But I don't know. I keep going back and forth. I mean, the Mii's seem to be taking over, and even the cat skill, not a bad skill, a little underrated. I don't know. I'm still on the fence. I haven't decided which way I'm going, but man, I'm kind of leaning this cat me. I'm not sure exactly why, but I just think that just with these base points, it's undeniable. Even double coin is going to outproduce like a Lucky 7.
I mean, this cat suit, like, regardless, it have like over 20 track for a Mii suit with a lot of base points. It's just ridiculous. So it's really good. But also, Stud, you can also join me in using Dr. Peach. I mean, level 7, she would do the trick for you.
Sure, she would do a trick.
Yeah, the investments on this are tough. They're really tough.
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat as you, where I have this Explorer Shy Guy, and I mean, Lucky 7 is so fun, but I almost can't justify spending the tickets on it, because tickets are everything right now, and I'm not like a full-on Mii meta, but if I'm gonna spend tickets on something other than a Mii, I feel like it takes a lot more convincing than it used to. So I've been trying to get by on really low-level drivers, hoping that the next time it comes around, there might be something that has the top shelf covered that we don't have access to yet. It's a little bit of a gamble, but that's what I'm hoping for. Now, when you guys were talking just now, my son was doing his first run through of Shroom Ridge. He hadn't had a chance to race it yet. So if anybody wants a raw reaction, I think he can give us one right now. What'd you think?
It was mediocre. It was okay. There were things I liked about it. Like, I really liked how for one of the cars that's driving, they put a piranha plant in the back of it.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of cool. But other than that, it just felt like Yoshi Circuit.
Get you there.
Like, it was okay. I didn't dislike it. I didn't like it either. It was just
lots and lots of turns like that Yoshi track, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what would you add? I mean, like, if you had to add something that would make it a little bit more fun, I mean, would it be adding some kind of like maybe bump or like some kind of jump that you maybe have to go over the mountain, or you have to, I don't know. Like, it's we're at the point now where we're kind of seeing just about everything. Everything kind of goes in a circle-ish, and you have to wiggle around. But like, what makes a good track? What would you add to make that track, from a maybe a 5 in this case to a 6 or 7, 8? Anything?
One thing I like about tracks is how there's all those areas where you can like split off almost into like a second track. And the only real one in Shroom Ridge was that one where you use a dash mushroom to go over the blue jump where you get the glider
ramp. Yeah.
The glider ramp. I just wish that they had added more of those in, because I always like those like secret tracks, but there weren't really any of those. And there were so many turns that it was super hard.
Yeah.
Just to make sure I got through it in time, I did it on 200cc.
Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of stuff.
Share my thoughts. I'm going fast.
Yes.
Yeah, that could be pretty.
Listen, he's gonna say goodnight to everybody.
Thanks for coming, man.
Good night,
Good night.
Yep.
All right.
Good night, buddy. Nice to meet you. Good man.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Yeah, so I mean, I think when it comes to this game, a lot of these tracks are unique. I think one of the things that the Nintendo is doing, maybe in ties or instead of level 9 is kind of making all these top shelves really difficult to cover, you know, by giving us basically 4 variations of a new track every single tour, sometimes 2 tracks a tour. It's like, you know, maybe instead of increasing the level, maybe they just make everything a little bit harder to try to cover all these tracks. I mean, I think when it was a couple months ago, but I think Antelope looked to see if maybe there were 3 drivers that could cover every track in 2022, and you would need at least 5 drivers to cover all the tracks last year. So, you know, I think they're going out of their way to make the top shelf extremely hard to cover. But I don't know. It seems like that's causing a lot of players to get burnt out. And I think just even as I was reaching out to people today and yesterday about joining for Kart Talk, just a lot of people, man, you know, I'm available, but I don't think you want me on because I'm like really burnt out on this tour, this game right now. It's I don't know why, but it definitely seems like people are getting burnt out. I don't know if it's because of the track and trying to cover all these top shelves, or just the lack of creativity in the names. I know everyone's really trying to stay away from using the other F word, the word filler, but it seems like we're getting a lot of filler stuff this year, and maybe 2022 was just too good. What do you think? Why do you think players are getting burnt out right now?
I mean, for my own opinion, personally, like I don't think that's like a filler term. I don't really like to use that term because for me, like if it's really something filler, it would be something like you don't have any new track. But in this case, we have a new track. Yes, maybe the lack of characters, and since the gacha was gone, this is what the excitement we have when we play tour to have new characters. And personally, we don't have it. So it's like if we have a teaser, it's going to be great. If we don't have a teaser, it's going to be bad. But in general, for me, like I have so many ways to have fun by just playing the new track, exploring the new lines, having fun with my own drivers. And I even like try to challenge myself to doing other stuff like wall records. And I'm doing some Carlos challenge now and just trying to innovate and just trying to make it a bit more fun about the game. And just find new ways to have fun. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a failure tour. Even next tour, like I'm kind of happy to see a new tracks. And I think those purpose when they bring new tracks, it would make the future tour more interesting. Because if you take let's say like this new Shroom Ridge plus another new tracks, and you have a bunch of a new tour with just new tracks recently, it's gonna be great. And I for me, like what is very like boring is pretty much all the remix or retro track, which is like super bland and flat. But into this case, we have awesome tracks. So that's my take on that one.
Yeah, you know, Snuffles, we never heard you weigh in on the filler. What is a filler tour and how you feel right now? But maybe you can weigh in.
You know, for me, it's hard to call something a filler tour when, you know, I saw so much during the pandemic where it was like we just get nothing new again and again and again. And so you know, my perspective, I wouldn't necessarily call it a filler tour, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. The game's really overwhelming right now. I mean, just in general, I would say they've 15 cups is a lot to do. You know, it's a lot to clear, and they've changed a lot, and they've changed up a lot of the patterns. So I think for players like myself that have been around for a long time, we notice patterns, we try to build our counts around these patterns, and then, you know, ultimately, if Nintendo goes away from those, which they've done, and it doesn't seem like they've settled into a new one at all. In a lot of ways, I think it's hard to kind of figure out how to build your account around it, which can lead to frustration. You know, I was one of those people when they took away the pipes. I didn't know how that was going to change the game, but it has massively changed everything. I kept hearing everybody say, "Oh, it's going to change everything. It's going to change." And I was like, well, "Okay, well, you know, we'll see." I mean, it really has. I never really imagined how it would impact everything, but yeah, I don't know. So for me, from my perspective, when I kind of look at the tour right now, in this tour, it's a good tour. You know, like I said, I think the tracks are great. I think it's kind of let down by the driver selection, but to your point, I think they're trying to make it hard on purpose so they don't have to give us level 9 and encourage us to buy more of these premium challenge cards and things like that. So I don't know. That's kind of my perspective on it.
No, that's really good. You know, you mentioned the pipes going away and kind of everything changing. What's kind of been the biggest change for you? You know, are you buying things in the Spotlight shop? How are you assessing that? And you know, I guess when it comes to the source of your joy, I know a lot of people that like found just pulling on pipes just just gloriously addicting. So that
It
part is
was.
gone. But like, how are you finding joy in the game outside of that?
Yeah. So I mean, I think for me, you know, I as the pipes were going, I didn't know we were getting close to them going away. I went for my first ACR top 1000, and was like really excited. I got it, and then I actually ended up getting it the next tour. Um, and then I kind of took a step back just mentally from the game at that point. And then I forget which was the tour when Luigi Knight came out. I was real excited about that badge. I really
Mario
wanted.
versus Luigi.
Because you're a Luigi guy, yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted that badge. I went for that badge. And so that was kind of giving me a lot of excitement, just to see my name on the top 1000 list and get those badges. I thought that was really cool. And then, you know, the pipes went away and they added the cups and I was just so overwhelmed all at once. And so I kind of shifted my thinking to, okay, well, you know, why don't we try to evolve our account and get more competitive with ranked than we have been, and really go for the gold meet at tier 80. And so I wanted to do that, and I was able to accomplish that. And then it was like, okay, well, we really need to invest in these me suits because that seemed to me where the game was kind of going. And so I've been doing a lot of that, which has been great. But I think the biggest thing that's brought me the most joy is just seeing, as I've invested more in the Miis, specifically the golden Me suit, achieving higher and higher scores on different tracks. I just got my, like a few days ago, I just topped 50,000 for the first time.
Nice.
Which like I never thought was even possible. So that's been pretty cool to see and get to grow with that. And some of the tracks are really high scoring tracks this particular tour. So at least for me, my account. So that's really cool. That's been kind of because you know, ranked, they kind of took away the motivation. They leveled the playing field as far as like there isn't a big difference between third and first, like there was as far as the rewards go. You know, and it's really hard for me to try to figure out where do I put tickets. So I buy the challenge cards sometimes, but it's hard to also get excited about buying a challenge card compared to buying packs and things like that, where you're actually getting items in the game. You feel like you're progressing. I don't know. It's hard because I don't have a lot of my daily selects maxed. And so I'm not getting tickets in my daily select shop. Does that make sense? And so,
Yeah.
so where do I get the tickets from? Well, the only real option is the ones that are in Gold Pass, the one that you get for breaking 1,000,000, or if you buy the cards. And so if you're someone like me and you're trying to compete in ranked, and it's like these tickets are so hard to come by, and they're all like, hey, we have what you want, cat me. Just go ahead and just slide them in here. Or how about Chef Luigi? You excited about that? Like, no, not really. I think I might pass and hang on to them.
I like it, man. I like it. Yeah, no, we've all been there. That exact thought process for sure. I will say, even my daily selects, I have not gotten a level ticket since last Wednesday. So, meaning like, what is it? 9 days ago. So I've not gotten one level ticket in my daily selects, and they're most of it's max. Most categories except for carts are max. So both super and normal. So just know, like, you're not really missing out. I mean, I'm even in that same boat where I'm like, I'm having to get the premium challenge. Otherwise, I'm not getting any level tickets. I do usually get the tier stuff, but yeah, I'm not getting any caps. They're too expensive. But even, like, I don't know. I'm even losing some of the motivation to get some of those other things. Like, what am I leveling things up for? You know, like, I don't know. It's a weird point of the game, and I think we even saw Jeeves get top 10 a couple tours ago. I will say the whales are dropping too. Yeah, the whales just said, you know what? I'm having a hard time just wanting to put my account, keep it at the top. Some people have dropped out of friends lists, and I don't know. I think though, I'm hoping that there are enough new players in the game to counteract them. Which, you know, again, not every player. Full disclosure, I had a conversation even with Tabor this past week, and he's deleted the game entirely, and we'll be deleting Discord here soon. So hope I'm allowed to say that. But I mean, it's like, you know, that's where we are in this game, is like we're having to either find new ways to enjoy the game, or just continue to rely on the community in fun ways. And I think that's whether it's Carlos's thing or all cup. We do this action count competition every tour, which is fun. We do in ER. We've been kind of doing a world record competition, which Draco did a phenomenal job
That was
with.
fun. That was really fun.
So it's like, I think you have to kind of find your own joy. I think if the game is not bringing it to you, that's on you, man. This is your game. You can find other things in life to enjoy. But this game, I mean, all I have to do is just open it up. I'm like, this is good. This is my happy place. So I don't know how you guys feel about specifically this tour and how the mental health part of it, the getting burnt out. What are you thinking, Issa? You might be okay, there you go.
Yeah. So I think that this tour is okay. Again, the Shroom Ridge it's okay track. I hardly even remember it from Mario Kart DS. But I really don't like the cars being in the way. I don't know, and it's weird because the Berlin track has the moving cars, but I feel like the Berlin track wasn't even as bad as the Shroom Ridge track. I don't know. I just feel like it's a lot more cars on the Shroom Ridge, which I mean makes sense because it's supposed to be like a highway. But yeah, it's okay. As far as being burnt out, I don't think that I will ever be burnt out. On this game, honestly, I just feel like Mario Kart Tour is just my happy place. It keeps me sane, and it's just like literally the only game I really play. I don't think I will ever be burnt out. I think I'll find other ways, just like I told you now that I'm grinding EXP now. So that's something new that,
You
I'm
up to
trying to
now?
do this year. Huh?
What are you up to now? What level?
I think 213.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't remember. I was in the 100s. It was like mid 100s, like
Oh,
upper mid.
recently? Wow.
Yeah, yeah. I've been grinding a lot because I found out that, player level matters when it comes to scoring. And I was like, wow. I've been like what I said I said I was a day 3 player somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been playing this game since 2019. Basically, I've been playing this game since 2019, and I wasn't taking the player level seriously. Like once I grind rank, because I don't go for ACR. Once I grind rank, I don't really touch the game as much unless I go in and just check the daily selects. But other than that, yeah, I wasn't really grinding like that. So I missed out. I could have probably been at a higher level, but now, that's definitely something I look forward to. And just yeah, playing each track, it's that I'm trying to make it fun like that. Before, it's definitely the pipes, just the anticipation of, what I'm gonna get. Like have the nervous bubbles, the butterfly. What do they call it? When you
Yeah. Butterflies.
feeling nervous. Yes, that
Yeah.
I do miss that about the pipes because it's just like, man, am I going to get this in the first 45 pool or the first 10 pool with 45 rubies, or am I going to have to dig down deep in the pipe? And even if I do dig deep down the pipe, like I'm going to get everything, so I'll probably be set for the next couple more tours.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm finding something new by doing that.
So yeah, the seeing the life flash before your eyes as you go like 50 pulls in, and you're like, or 5 pulls in, and halfway through the pipe, you're like, am I even gonna get it? I don't even know.
Yeah.
I mean, tell me a little bit about your thought process as we've moved into this new generation of the game, where it seems like it's all about the tracks. Even like the Spotlight Shop. I know you're big into the leader of the Banana Republic. Are you getting anything in the Spotlight Shop other than banana drivers, or kind of how are you assessing your Ruby selection and what you're using them for?
Yeah, it's a whole different animal from what it used to be, that's for sure. I mean, I've gotten a few things here and there. Usually I let these spotlight shops come and go. Like I think I picked up the the light blue explorer shy guy because we hadn't seen a lucky 7 skill in forever, but not even sure I have a plan to invest. I sometimes wonder why I picked him up. Maybe on the off chance that Nintendo makes him indispensable, then I'll invest after everybody else has. But I don't know. I think this new phase of the game that we're in it's interesting, but it's also concerning. I've noticed some of the players that you're talking about seeming to, been in this game for years are dropping out. And I'm trying to sort of figure out why. I don't think I have a good read on it. But it's concerning. And I think, what it takes to stay relevant in this game has changed. I think removing the pipes, created a situation where we all had to get used to the way that the game runs now. But I think sometimes it takes people a long time to realize that this new game is just not what they got into it for in the first place. So I think some people are leaving because it's just not, nostalgia only keeps it alive for so long, right? But there does seem to be a lot of newer players coming into the game, and that's fun to see. I do wonder sometimes, I've been thinking a little bit about, I got into this game in 2019 also. I don't think I was a day one player. It was in that first tour. I don't know, that New York tour, but like what was really exciting for me, what really hooked me. And I think that, not knowing what the new tour was going to bring and this sort of like heightened excitement and anticipation every 2 weeks, waking up on a Wednesday and kind of logging in before work and just seeing what was there for us. And I do wonder if Nintendo bears some of the responsibility for taking some of the excitement out of the game, because I actually think they give us so much information in advance now that we've lost the excitement that those every other Wednesday mornings bring. Think back to when they used to do the little silhouette promos on Twitter, whereas the community would kind of come together. I mean, a lot of it was on Reddit back then, but the community would come together and do our best to figure out what was coming because they weren't giving us a lot of information. And you compare that now with, we get these trailers, several days in advance. They basically lay out everything that's coming. And by the time the new tour comes, I think a lot of the excitement has sort of worn off. So I do wonder if I find myself getting less excited for new tours than I used to. And I think I put that on Nintendo. People wanted more. You remember when even little things too, like we didn't know what the second ranked cup was going to be. They used to kind of play fast and loose with that, and it kept it interesting. And I think as the player base demanded more and more information so we can plan out our ticket investments, as Nintendo has given us that, I do think it's taken a lot of the excitement out. Kind of bums me out sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, if you remember when we would see the cups the night before, like the night before, data mining would get access to like what the cup picture would be and whose face is on it, and we would get some reveal there. Yeah, I don't know. Some of the mystique is gone. Some of that's for good. Some of it's for, whatever. I don't mind. I actually like knowing, like one of my favorite parts is like in those trailers, just seeing what tracks are coming up. Cause I'm like, all right, I've maybe been holding back on investing in something specific, and maybe I see a lot of mushroom ridges, and I'm like, all right, maybe now's the time to invest in like Cactar or something that has all those tracks, or there's something about it that's like, all right, I can feel safe, like knowing this is the direction I can throw some tickets at. And for somebody who really only watches those videos to just to help me make better investments, that part's nice. But yeah, I don't know. There's something to be said for the surprise, and I actually there's some part about me inside that's like really hoping that they come out with Spike next tour, and like they just want to show us, and like they kind of wanted to keep it a secret. But I also know that that's not what's going to happen. That's not going to be going to be devastating when that doesn't happen. But yeah, I don't know, guys. I mean, I think just to kind of always turn things on a positive note, I think that there are newer players coming into the game. We see it all the time in different comments and different people even seeing the channel. At least I see it. I'm sure you see it as well, Draco.
Yeah.
But like, I think that this is bringing in new people, and to them, this is maybe the first Mario Tour. For me, when I woke up this morning and I saw Mario Tour, I was like, oh boy, this is not good timing, guys. And then I
Yeah.
watched the video. I was like, okay, so King Mario, that's about it, like, and then, I guess this is a new track, but I mean, like, I don't know. To me, like, a new track has to be like, has to be like new, like, how we got space, we got water, like the Piranha Plant. Like, actually thinking back about it, this recent one we had with the Piranha Plant Cove, like, that's actually probably the most unique track that we've seen in a while. I know it goes underwater, but like the ruins and like everything going on with it, probably as left field as we could have got, because we don't have like any of that stuff. Whereas Shipyard is like the closest things. We got some ruins, we got some water mix, but like even that's not really close to Piranha Plant Cove, because you got like literally kind of jumps everywhere and like up things. I don't know. I thought that track was really well done looking back at it, but I don't know. They can keep bringing back these retros that I'm not familiar with, and I'd be like, okay, this is interesting. I don't know. I think if you were like a dev whisperer, what would you ask for? Like, what if over the next 2 or 3 months, if you say, hey, you know what, Nintendo, your 3.5 year anniversary is coming up. Here's what we want. What would you ask for? What would be your one request if you could put in like a request?
Oh, that's an easy question for me, right? More princesses. I'm super due for a new princess. I think the last time I saw one was into the Ocean Tour with Disney Sailor, and like, I need something else. But honestly, I know we said it all the time, but I think level 9. That's what I want, because
you want level 9?
Yes, of course.
Hold up.
No, yes,
Hold
because I'm a point
Hold
where
up. No.
yes.
Pump the brakes.
No.
I think we should edit this out. I don't.
Yeah, this is
So
let's go back.
So here's my thought. I like to strategize. For me, the most beauty thing about this game is strategize what you want to level up and not. And then I'm into where I have a couple of level 8s, and I know like where I want to put my tickets in. So like this tour, when I saw the blue crawler card get this Twilight House, I was waiting for a card to get into this spot there, and I was like, there you go, I have my card. I was super excited for it. I mean, even to them, still excited about this buff. But for me, I want level 9 for that reason, to re-strategize my entire account, because I think that's fun. But also because when they introduce level 8, they introduce a new way to get new items. So like the token stuff they introduce. So they're probably gonna bring a new enjoyment or new features where we can get more resources into the game, and that could be bring more excitement and more, I don't know, more joy into the game, and something else. Because right now the battle is always the same three track. There's nothing there, and I hope they're just gonna like, hey, can you just like do something else to bring back at least the New York Mythic battles or something even higher. I mean, other tracks as well in battle, because it's gone. We just 3-track, and that's kind of boring. But yeah, I really want level 9 because I mean, I want it, man. It's gonna be fun, man. A lot of excitement. I know we're gonna be fine. We're just gonna like restartize all the bees, putting your best card and just choosing, because like when you have too much cards, you have too much overlaps. But if you choose carefully your investment, like in the games, for me that's where I got all my joys. Sorry, Seth.
No, hey man, everyone's allowed their own opinion, even if it's wrong. So I'm no problem there.
But imagine my princess level 9. I'm gonna like take over the world now.
I know, but there's just so many drivers out there. There's so many items. We're still catching up. But here's the thing: is I think I've mentioned this a couple times. I still feel like though this is such a great idea, and really the only way to take this to a next level is to introduce a brand new resource to the game. Could look 100 different ways. My personal suggestion, again, my thought process is maybe tier 100. If you get there, you have a driver that you can select their skill, and there's a blue ticket. Could be green ticket, red ticket, doesn't matter what the color ticket is. but because blue seems to be in this mysterious color in the game because this blue pipe, like a blue ticket, and this blue ticket changes when you apply it to a driver, because this game is all about the drivers. Drivers are double the points of the karts and gliders. The drivers have the skill that determines everything that you do for that track. Drivers rule this game. So for this blue ticket, you place that blue ticket on a driver, and for 24 hours, 48 hours, I don't know, whatever they want to pick, but for those 24 hours, let's just say, you can determine the skill of that driver.
I love that. I love that.
Because it has to be something that dynamic, something left field, something totally switching up the game, but brand new resource. I think if people found that out, people who left this game would be like, I gotta see what that's like. I gotta just apply that skill to my favorite thing and just give it a shot. But it's gotta be like a new resource. Can't just be saying, oh, well, now it's quad cap, or now it's level 9, or now it's here's this. I don't know. For me, it's got to be a brand new resource. It's got to be something that's just, people are not expecting it, and it totally flips it on its head. And the Mii's were like that. The Mii's were 2022's blue ticket, but we need a blue ticket for 2023. We need something like the Mii's to just basically flip the game on its head. I'm wondering now, if they had not introduced the Mii's, would we have been saying this last year?
Probably not, but I have another thought about level 9 too, because I was very thinking about this. Imagine if at level 9 you get not a new tracks, but you get a special plus to your items. So let's say coin box.
But no, that's what I'm saying. Whether we're talking about quad capping or 5 capping or level 9 or level 10 or double plus or a premium challenge plus 5+. Either way, they're just intensifying what they've already done. I think something needs to be introduced new. Something's got to be introduced left field. Again, never been done before, and that could spice things up.
If you say the special plus order, I mean, it's if you have the coin box, but inside of the coin box you have blue coins. Into a boomerang you have 3 boomerang, or inside a beater other items you have something extra to it, to make the special more powerful. So if you say a blue coins, now maybe I want to strategize which of the coin box I want to bring to level 9 to have access to let's say blue coins 3 action counts. You would not, I would be nuts over that. And that would give me excitement to just bring something, or having use capsule, two capsule rather than 1. It could be many things like that, to just implement something about a special, because we all love the frenzies. But imagine if the frenzy give you an extra boost into extra something else. So that's the idea. The other side I want to bring with that.
Tell you, I'd love to see a new skill. I mean, if I could tell them anything, I'd say you guys, you've shown a willingness to change the entire foundation of the game by removing the pipes. They've changed packs. They've changed everything. They've changed rates. Why are we being so stingy with the skills? Who's to say that there should only be 4 or 5 or however many there? I would say let's do some really creative things here with skills, and get people excited about different kinds of drivers. And maybe that's a way to get people excited about non-Mii's, or maybe we could do something exclusive to the Mii's if we feel like they're not invested enough in that. That's what I would probably tell them.
100%. Great point.
Yeah, I love that point too.
There's things that they could do. What if, I think we do have to step back at some point and say, what makes this game unique, right? It's the frenzies, the skills. That's why I'm here. Otherwise I could play Mario Kart 8 until I'm blue in the face and just keep winning races just for fun. But for me, I'm here for the frenzies, for the skills, for the points, for the combos. That's why we're here. So give us, I'm with you. Give us something, give us a new skill. That seems too easy at this point, though. right?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they do that? There's a number of different options. I think what would be cool is if there's a way to make a better boombox, something that's just even more rare, that takes a lot of skill to do, but doesn't also drive us up a wall and burn us out too. So that finding that might be a little difficult. Or maybe to your point, Draco, instead of having a skill plus, have like a skill like exclamation mark or something like that. And then what happens is when you have the frenzies, you can, you know, get your normal frenzy, but then you also shoot out a random like other skill, like a giga bomb every once in a while, or then you get lucky 7 in there, just like thrown in random in addition to your like boomerang frenzy. I don't know. Like there's a way that Nintendo could just totally give us something new.
Yeah. What if they had drivers where you could their skill changed by the track?
Ooh.
And so it's like, I don't mean like you'd be like every single track would be a different skill, but I mean like, so you never knew. You're like, okay, I got King Mario, but oh my gosh, in ranked he's a coin box this week, or oh my gosh, now he's a boomer, or something like that, where they could change it and make it more variable. It would get you really excited about it. I mean, to me, I don't know, that would be kind of cool. I mean, they wouldn't have to change anything. They could just say, hey, look, you know going in that we can change the skill on this driver from tour to tour, or for these 4 tracks for in the tour. There's a million different ways you can implement it. But something like that, I think, even would be real small and easy to do for them.
I mean, that's why you're just gonna invest into the best driver with the highest tracks, and you'll be like, I have a level 8. Something can be a coin box, something can be a boomerang, something can be a lucky 7, or something can be just a capsule, and we have fun. Yeah, I mean, I like that. I like that.
No, I mean, especially, I think you would definitely like that, Draco, because your princesses could some of the less exciting ones could be really useful. No, I mean, I think that's a great idea. I mean, I think that Nintendo is still holding pretty tight to the fact that they want the skills to be you know, but I think that they're also forcing us to try to use different skills. Like they're trying to make, I don't know, it seems like they're like they know that we're onto their scheme, and they're like, all right, well, now, you know, that's why I think they came out with the Mii's, is to make, you know, Super Bell relevant, right? We're literally in this conversation. We're like, should we go Super Bell or Lucky 7? Like a year ago, we would have like totally been thinking we're crazy, but that's where we're at in the game. They do make things relevant there. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, they've got to do something like that. I think that's a great idea. Or if that's why I think that, like, the blue ticket is really cool, because it just changes things for a short period of time, but eventually they go back to what they are. But then, you know, if you do get rid of that, it makes things easier for Antelope, and I'll tell you that. So we can just look at the coverage, and the coverage is king. But yeah, no, it's interesting. We'll have to see where they go with that. I do want to start kind of talking about this upcoming Mario tour, specifically King Mario. So who here has King Mario? Well, raise your hand. We'll change here. Okay. So what's your thoughts, maybe specifically to Snuffles and Draco, going to this next tour, knowing that King Mario is going to be there? I assume that's the highlight of the tour, is the King Mario is coming back. I think for those of us who look at the meta and look at the top 10, we see Mario's, you know, he started with the city tracks, and, you know, he's got Cookie Land and maybe a couple other tracks, but he's not quite as epic as Nintendo is kind of. I don't know. It seems like he's like, they're hyping him up, like, oh yeah, you guys should be excited about this. And we're just like, yeah, you kind of dumped on this dude. Like, you actually like did not make him that enticing. But they're like, no, he's really enticing. You guys, do you remember the pipes? Do you not remember that? He was so rare. We're just like, dude, we remember that. You guys totally effed us there. And not only that, but you never gave him anything good. Like, you really want to be excited about this? That's what I think that that's the conversation I have with myself. I don't know. You guys something similar or no?
I'm shocked. I mean, I thought he was going to be on another level. I thought he was going to be untouchable, with how incredibly difficult they made it to obtain him. And it just doesn't happen. And now we've got the situation where he's coming in the next tour, and you've got people who are really excited to get him who weren't able to the first time. But then you've got people who, you know, they spent a mountain of rubies to get him, and those people are kind of bitter that he's going to be so easily and cheaply obtained, most likely, in the next tour. Even if you have to get first and ranked in order to get him, that is still easier than the experience a lot of people went through to get him that first time. And I was one of the lucky ones. I think I did 110 pull on that pipe and got him. It was just one and done. I don't know if I've ever had that kind of luck before. And the thrill of that sort of wore off. He's still level 1 in my account. Nintendo never gave me a reason to put any tickets on him. he's still sitting there. So
I think I'm not the good person to ask that because I spend 1,500 rupees not in Key Mario but into the Princess Peach, Princess Pipes, because for my account is the most valuable. For me, I mean, doesn't really matter to me if it's come back or not. His value is kind of like, I guess it's okay, but I don't think that's the best value he have. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy for people who can get it. I'm just a little bit frustrated or sad, or I understand the people who spend a lot of money or a lot of rupees into it and did probably never got it. And I witnessed my boss. He did a temple and got it into his first item. I see the bold version of this, but for me, I'm more excited about the 8-bit items, what we're gonna talk about later on. But I mean, yeah, I mean, for me, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I prefer my own princesses, and I respect to invest into my own weird skills and items than him. And I'm very happy and glad that I pull at least like a decent amount of and save high-end tickets when I go to my Princess Peach pipe. But at the end of the day, I mean, happy for who gonna get it. Probably, I hope it's gonna be Rain, because otherwise it's gonna be way too easy to get it compared to with just the spotlight shop. But yeah, I mean, yeah.
I feel like he's gonna be probably in the spotlight shop, but I feel like he has to. Like I really hope he's in ranked, just because I do want there to be. And Nintendo's been pretty good about keeping the ranked exciting for some of the rewards. Now I know we all wish like it was just available for the top #1 player in ranked, but even now recently we've seen some players be in each other's ranked. I know Matt Ulrich is in like 20 people's ranked this week. And thankfully he's in tune with what's going on in Discord, so he's communicating with many of them. But yeah, no, I really do hope he's like available only if you get first place in rank. That would be really cool to see everyone go all out just to get them or level them up or whatever it might be. But honestly, I think Snuffles, you look like a genius, man, because you did not spend, or maybe you did spend, but you didn't get Mario King, and honestly, you probably end up winning there, because he really hasn't been as crazy as some of us had hoped. I mean, I took him up a little bit, but not like many of my other coin boxers. But man, he's fine. He's just nothing really to write home about. Snuffles, did you spend a lot to try to get him when he first came out, and what's your thoughts going into next tour?
No, I didn't spend. In fact, I didn't even pull on that pipe at all. I've always been kind of a vote with your dollars guy. You know, and I didn't like that. I felt like that was pretty ugly what they were doing to the fan base at that particular time, with just what that pipe was and kind of what it represented. And to be honest, it kind of brought back a lot of horrible memories, just the pipe itself, because again, during that pandemic, it was like we had like an 8-tour stretch where it was like Mario, 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 Birdo, 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 Mario, Mario, Mario. And then to put all of that into one pipe and be like, hey, but we have this coin box driver. It's like, I don't know, man. Tuxedo Mario didn't work out super great for me. I mean, so for me to try to spend and go in on that, I just wasn't. I was like, I'm just gonna wait and see. And it worked out great because Night Luigi came shortly thereafter, and I had rubies to invest, and I got excited about that, and so that worked out for me. I feel like looking forward to the new tour, I sort of feel like I don't know whether he's going to be spotlight or ranked. And to be honest, it wouldn't shock me if he wasn't available. It would not shock me.
He was not available at all.
If he was not available at all, it would not shock me.
Wow.
It just wouldn't shock me, because it's Nintendo. And I could totally see them doing something like that. Oh, we're going to hype him up. It's the Mario Tour. We're not going to do it. I mean, how often are like, hey, it's the Peach Cup. And then it's like, well, Peach isn't even on the top shelf. So, I mean, I don't know. That's fine. It wouldn't shock me. But my guess is if he's in ranked, it's probably not going to be, if he's a ranked reward, I'm betting that the buff that he's going to get isn't going to be very good. It's just a suspicion.
Or not in rank, That would be funny. No usage in rank.
Oh, he's not.
Yeah.
So I don't know what'll happen. I'm not going to get him next tour. He doesn't. I don't think he would do a ton for my account, but he's not a me, and he has very few exclusives. And so it's like, if you don't have exclusives and you're not a me, and tickets are with where they are, and plus you're a medium-sized coin box driver, I mean, where's the value for the account? I mean, maybe he'll become like Baby Blurry Donkey. I sincerely doubt it. but we'll see. But I'm gonna pass. If I passed on the first Lucky 7 driver in like a year, I'm definitely passing on King Mario's leftovers.
I agree.
I'm with you there.
Yeah, we'll have to see what they do with him. At least for my account right now, the only value that he would bring would be Cookie Land.
Yeah,
I mean that's it at this point. And there's an argument to be made for that. I've started investing in karts and gliders because they're on those battle tracks, but I haven't got to the point yet where I'm putting into the non-me drivers because they feature in a battle track. It's an interesting thing to consider, but I feel like it's not enough to justify any sort of deep investment. I do wonder what would happen if Nintendo decided that this next tour was the time to introduce some sort of reward for ACR. And if finishing, for example, in top 1,000 is what it would take to get King Mario, I wonder what that would do to the ACR scores next tour.
Now you're talking.
Now you're talking.
That would be pretty fascinating to see. Obviously, that would mean people couldn't get him and use him next tour. Right. But if they wanted to introduce some sort of change like that, that would affect the behavior of the player base in a substantial way, I think.
Yeah, that's a really good point, just in that King Mario could be this really important piece or a prize. So if they do want to shift our behavior, if they do want us to do something different with the game, they could motivate us with this because honestly, King Mario, all our attention is on him because of how strangely he was introduced to the game. It's not how valuable he is, but just how strangely he was introduced. So if they do want us to actually shift, just as an example, with ER, we want to kind of shift the thought process to start thinking about, some world records. And so we kind of motivated some people. And then since then, we've had 2 or 3 records every single week since then, because people the behavior's been changed. Oh, now I can do this. Now I can leave a legacy on this track. And so I think there is something to be said with, can we dangle a carrot, get people thinking this and start doing this? And maybe that will keep them going in the game. Now, I think with All Cup ranking, someone like myself, I've gotten, top 100. I think I'm on a streak of 60 tours or something ridiculous. It's for me, that's what I enjoy. And I have a whale account, so it's really not as difficult as as it would be for a lot of other accounts. But for me, that's the joy of the game. I like filling out my sheet and just slowly every day, just kind of okay, doing this track. Now I'm doing this track. And now I'm doing this track. And I get to my favorite part of All Cup ranking is especially even this tour, is you get so many tracks. There's so many great tracks. We got Luigi Raceway back. We got Peach Gardens back. And we got so many fun tracks. This is, for me, it's such a fun tour. This is an awesome, fun tour for me just to go back and play these tracks. The remix Bowser's Castle, I'm enjoying it again because now I got the PD Me quad capped and level 8. So there's so many fun tracks that I'm really enjoying this tour. But if you don't do All Cup ranking, and you're doing 6 tracks, and you're just going from tour to tour doing 6 tracks, I don't know. Yeah, I think you could certainly get burnt out. I will say this tour is kind of nice. I do like the ranked tracks, but All Cup ranking is where it's at. Hopefully people do start to enjoy all the tracks. I will say, moving from 12 cups to 15, I think that might have been the biggest mistake to getting people burnt out on this game, because that's just so many tracks for All Cup ranking, just way too many.
I mean, also, I wanted to bring just a little bit fast here, but I wanted to bring for me, a little bit, I got a downside for once in the game, surprisingly, when the Basilisk was not there anymore. I kind of like it a lot, and I see the benefit of it, and I got my first top 100s with it, and I was like, oh, that's fun. I saved a lot of time. I was super happy, and now I'm like, well, I mean, if I go for top 100 again, I can't do it. It's going to take more time. Do I have the times? And then Basilisk was really key for a lot of players to grind fast without worrying about anything else. And now it's gone. And probably a lot of people lose interest, probably just in the game because of that. And it's hard. It's definitely more harder.
So what Draco's talking about here for those newer players is there was this glitch in the game where you could do battle mode, exit out, and then do a track, and then all of the other bots that are in that same track are less aggressive. And one of the ways that are represented by that is that the badges on the far right screen of the bots, they do not have any badges, and those tend to be tied to less aggressive bots. Not always, but most of the time. So for a while there, that glitch was working, and then Nintendo fixed it a tour or two ago, and yeah, it hasn't been the same. I do think that that's burned people out. Now, I know that I always felt like that was going to be something that was going to spoil things for us a little bit long term, because they fixed it, and then now we're all used to having a free open track to travel on. But there's also to their defense, that was never supposed to be really available to us either. So I don't know what's your guys thoughts on just the bots in general, and does that impact your thoughts on the game?
The bots are really aggressive to me.
They
They're
are.
really
Always, or
really
more or less?
aggressive.
They're so aggressive.
Wait, what did you say?
They've always been aggressive, or do you think they're more aggressive here recently? Or
They're more aggressive now. What track was it? I feel like pretty much all the tracks, even when it comes to rank mode too, like it's just Coconut Mall for me. It was tough with the bots. It was really tough. The tracks are just the bots is really tough. I noticed that after they did the update with the badgeless bots, I was like, wow, they really put some on for these bots, and I kind of want them to tone it down a little bit, or like if you race a lot on a track, at least tone down the bots. But I don't know. It seems like they're still too aggressive.
I will say I have been enjoying Lucky 7 and Boomerang. Honestly, it's been a while since I've really used. I don't know if it's just this tour or maybe last tour too, but I haven't really been doing a lot with Coinbox here lately. I've been doing a lot of Boombox and a lot of Lucky 7. And so the bots and how aggressive they are, I haven't minded them, because I want people to go in front of me. I don't want them lagging behind for Boombox and for Lucky 7. So maybe just maybe I just selected the wrong tracks to start for all cup ranking. But I don't mind aggressive bots when I'm using Lucky 7. Even like Coconut, I agree, Coconut Mall, then those bots have been insane. But with Lucky 7, for whatever reason, like I don't know, I've been getting some higher scores with these crazy insane bots using Lucky 7.
I mean, today for me, like I do agree with Lucky 7, but today I was like, today I need to, even for Lucky 7, I did badgeless, and I did my run with badgeless because I could not keep up with like one or two bots there. They were just like, they was gone. I was like at my second Lucky 7 and they were just gone. I could not do anything about it, and it just threw me over. So I was like, okay, fine, I'm going to badgeless again. And for Boomerang, that's probably the only reason now I'm keeping with aggressive because of the coin box. But other than that, like today I play Peach Garden with badgeless. I got my run in 5 minutes. Took me 20 minutes to get my lobby. I got 201 action in 5 minutes. I was like, that's it. That's done. And the other two was very fast as well with badgeless. Now I'm like, I have to go back to those because they're too aggressive. They give me insane crazy, and this is not good. But hopefully they're just gonna fix a little bit the bots.
Yeah, Peach Garden was like, I don't know what is happening with the bots on Peach Garden. I thought they fixed it. When I went through, I mean, I like Draco, I got my run, maybe 15 minutes. And then I went back and I got like another 3,000-4,000 on top. I mean, it was just not, I mean, and for me, that's like earth shattering. That never happens. So, but I was doing Coinbox and it was just like, all right, well, this is what we're going to do. And it just came, and it came fast. So I don't know, but the bots were really easy. But in general, I haven't really noticed them. I noticed them being harder over the last few tours. And I noticed it even in myself and my own behavior, where I don't know, they can be so aggressive, where I'll just quit the track. Like I'm done with this track. I'm not even going to waste my time. Like clearly they're not going to allow me to do anything here, regardless of what it is. And they'll even do frustrating stuff where I remember the other day I was trying to do a Lucky 7, right? and I was I was like 7th or 8th in the before the race started. The race starts, and I swear 4 drivers all burnt out. And I was like, are you serious right now? Like, it was so frustrating. I'm like trying to like die behind these cars, and these guys won't pass me. It was like pulling teeth to get these guys to want to go fast. And so I don't know. Sometimes it can be really discouraging, but I haven't noticed like a huge shift, other than at times they're so overwhelming that I'll just quit the track. I'm not going to beat my head against the wall. Like, just mentally, I don't like what that does to me. So I'll just go to a different track and hope for the best.
I'm with you there. I will say tonight I was trying to go for DK Mountain R, and man, I ended up having to give up after like 10 minutes. I'm like, this is not fun. Like, and I was trying to use like, dry bones gold with the coin box. First I was trying with Morton. I'm like, all right, so 800 whatever points, quad capped Morton, I could probably get some good scores. And I got like a double giant banana. It was still like, I don't know, 16,000 less than a good run with dry bones gold. So I'm like, all right, fine, I'm gonna have to use coin box on this terrible coin box track. And the bots were so aggressive, and I was like, I finally grinded them down, and it still wasn't working. So I just quit the track. I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this track. This is not fun. But maybe that's more of a thing to say about DK Mountain using a coin box driver up the mountain than it is to say about the bots. But it was just not. It was not a fun experience. I moved on, and I did Peach Gardens track, and I had a lot of fun. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's the good point about using All Cup ranking is like, you could, if you need like an extra 30K, 40K, you can find it using good tracks. You can find enough fun tracks that you really enjoy to get those extra points. You don't have to bang your head against the wall trying to keep doing these tracks you don't really like. But that's kind of my own fun thing that I do with All Cup ranking. But I think we were trying to talk about this upcoming Mario tour. Now we got some other SNES stuff, and Draco, you seem pretty hyped about the gliders, right?
Yes, the gliders. So we all knows, right? The gliders, 8-bit items are fantastic. A ton of tracks. They're OP, and I have a lot of them at high level, and I just like them. Now, here's the thing. We're going to have a Goomba one, which is going to be cool. But there's also like 3 other ones. So we're going to have 4 of them, which is quite a lot. So is it going to be good? Is it not going to be good? I don't know. Like normally I would say like they are good, but I'm pretty sure like into this case, avoid the gold one because the gold items are never do wells. I know for a fact, like cards or gold items, they all do terrible. But I think the rest maybe have a shot, but I'm just scared about one thing, the overlaps, because on each of them, they're probably gonna see all the same tracks. So maybe one of the 2 we can have a couple of the same. But since I have a lot of high-end gliders and maybe top 100 agains, I'm going to be tempted to level those up because I'm kind of hype about those. So overall, I think the 8-bit items will be very good values. I hope so, really hope so, because we know in the past and that's a train, 8-bit 1-up is fire, everything is fire of those 8-bit. So I just love them, but avoid the gold one, right? Avoid the gold one.
Yeah. So it's interesting, right? So 8-bit items have been fired. Now 4 coming out all at once. No, all the unlocks will probably be some of the similar tracks. Man, it begs the question of is this going to be the death of 8-bit items, or is this going to live on and continue? Or I don't know, guys. What's your thoughts on the 8-bit items?
I sort of think the end is near.
No, don't say that. No.
I hope that's not the case, because I love the 8-bit items. I always have. In fact, my biggest regret was not going after the 8-bit bullet bill, to the point where when it finally came back, it was just worthless to my account. It was very sad. We held a funeral, nobody came. It was very sad. So I hope that's not the case. I'll get them more than likely, just because I love them. and that's just the original Nintendo guy in me. I love all that stuff. It's very nostalgic for me, but Nintendo doesn't have it. I mean, I don't know how many there is in total, but it didn't go well for the MKT Dashers that came out in the city tour or the city pipe in the anniversary. I don't know. I'm just skeptical on it. I hope that that's not the case, because I don't want to just burn all my rubies. But even though I definitely will, so I don't know. I hope for the best, but I prepare for the worst.
This has to represent the end of their dominance. I mean, it just does. I think, you know, Draco's shaking his head, but he's the one who brought up the point here. That when they're all coming out in the same tour, they are going to overlap like crazy with each other. And I think for those of us that want the 8-bit gliders to continue to be amazing, you want these 4 to come out this year, but you want them to be spread out. And the fact that they're dumping them all in at the same time, I think what's going to happen is, at the end of the day, we're all going to have to pick one to invest in, and probably let the others sit on the shelf. And I think there's a lot of tracks, it seems like, sort of in the works that are going to be coming over the next several tours. The 8-bit gliders that, you know, we may have at high levels now are going to continue to be valuable on those old tracks that we're not going to see as often. And in these new batch that are coming over the next year, there's just going to be a lot of overlaps. And I think we're going to have to be on the lookout for, you know, what's the next family of gliders that's going to have that dominance that the 8-bits used to have.
I think it's such a great point that you make there. I mean, and I think it fits to Nintendo's strategy, like of trying to force us into situations where we just don't have the resources to take things to a high level. If they know we all love 8-bit, and they know we do, and they know what we invest in, like let's release 4. We know we have all these new tracks coming. They're not going to have coverage on these, and so each one of them can get 2 or 3 awesome ranks, right? And then they'll have even less resources. We can keep going from there. I mean, I don't know. It seems to fit with what their strategy is going to be. Maybe they'll make one OP, but I sort of think they're going to spread it out amongst all of them.
No, I'm pretty sure they're going to probably make one look the best and the other look like less good. But also, like, I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's maybe a new trend. Like, we have it rainbow Streetles, and now maybe a rainbow pipe boogie, or I don't know, I don't remember the name of the car, but it looked like a trend to me of like those rainbow-ish items in there. So I don't know if it's going to be, if it's good or not good, but probably I don't know if it's going to be paywall as the Streetle was. Kind of interesting to see that type of pattern if they're doing more of these. Yeah.
So you think instead of
that'll be one to watch. Those pipe buggies have a good size. That'll be one to watch.
No, yeah, that's got a good one. But like yeah, the same color type of rainbow-ish, almost like a platinum cutter. I don't know, like.
So instead of gold items with terrible value, you want them to have rainbow items with terrible value. That's what you're saying.
No. I want them to have a good values, but it's almost like we have the gold patterns every tour, and now it seems like we have the same rainbow, but like 2 tours in a row. So I don't know if it's a new trends. They try to make us maybe like on a bundle or community items or something like that. They're going to put more into the same family, more rainbow items look that way. So that's, I don't know if it's if you have any thoughts also on that.
I mean, I like rainbow items and stuff, but I will say in our server, the biggest hottest topic was this pipe buggy. It seems like there's a lot of fans for it specifically. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just never really get. There's some items that come out that are very, very well decorated, like the tropical truck, right? It kind of has like a rainbow flair to it, but it's not just like here's something and then we just slap a rainbow color on it, like it's some kind of like, rubber, like a wallpaper or something like that. I like it actually have something having its own like color palette to it, where things are everything's colored in the lines, and it's like this is the color of it. And I think once they get too far away from that and they just kind of rainbow ties things, that's when I think they're just getting lazy. So
yeah,
I don't know. At the end of the day, though, I do like rainbow stuff better than like a brown off-road. If they give me a rainbow off-roader, I'd love that That sounds like amazing. That sounds like a great idea. But yeah, I mean, I do think that that does also call for the fact that they're just getting lazy and just kind of taking something that they know that we enjoy and just copy paste. I don't know. Copy paste seems just so bland for me, but also kind of kind of totally within the realm of possibilities for Nintendo at this point.
Yeah.
Anything else
Yeah.
that you're looking forward to for next tour? I mean, the track maybe specifically.
I'm looking forward to definitely the track. It's
What do you
another
remember about
DS tour. It's huh?
what do you remember about the track from its original days?
It is.
It
'Cause I don't
wasn't
remember it.
too long. It wasn't too long,
Okay.
but I
It's kind of
know.
medium, yeah.
Yeah. I dang. That's another. Wow. That's just the DS. The DS game came out a long time ago. I can't even remember that track. I just know it wasn't too long. Like I don't want to say it was boring, but clearly wasn't that memorable for me to know exactly what happened. Like Waluigi Pinball, that's what it's called, right? Waluigi Pinball.
There's a
That
yeah.
was a DS track, and I remember that one well because
Yeah.
that was one of my favorite DS tracks. But I don't think Mario Circuit was all. I don't think it was all that. But I am happy that they are bringing it to tour. Like the diversity of tracks, I'm happy about that. So that is something I am excited for next tour. But I don't think it's going to be a track that a lot of people love. I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, no, it's not like this track is, I don't want to say boring, but this track is kind of like a lot of streets, and then you have a section where you see the castle, and it's like a sand base and going into an S-turn. So for Coinbox, it's going to be a very good tracks. There's also like some piano shooting some fires, but it's kind of like a basic kind of type track. There's no water, so you're lucky, Studfit. But but this is a good track, medium size track. So at least we're gonna see at least 3 box, hopefully. But yeah, no, I like the way how they design it because I'm a huge fan of every single series of Mario Kart, and DS one a big part of it. But no, I'm happy to see it there. I hope people will enjoy it, but don't expect that be like that crazy because I don't
Right.
think it will be. But I'm kind of curious to see like what they're gonna do with the variation of it to make it more interesting.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
agree. Like the whole thing with Coconut Mall, that was phenomenal.
It
Adding the
is.
beach part and adding the part. I want them to actually extend that part out. I don't know how they could do it, but I mean, I feel like they could figure something out. But that beach part, it's phenomenal. Like that just lets us know if they want to add some extra stuff to a track, they can if they really wanted to.
The Fountain and Coconut Mall RT, the gorgeous track. I like the little
Yes.
like it's so good. It's just so good.
Like Daisy, like I mean, it's about to be summer. Well, not about to be summer, it's about to be spring, but we're getting close to the summer season. The Daisy cruiser, yes. Going out into like they can have the ramps go out to the ocean. Like that would be really cool. Maybe dip into the ocean a little bit. I don't know.
Oh,
But
all right.
it's interesting.
Okay.
Don't stay in the water too long because I don't really care for the
No, I mean, I think we're all looking for, again, I'm glad they're bringing back these retro tracks, bring them back new to Mario Kart Tour. But I do think there's some things that they haven't done just with like nature. Like I would love to see them like, I don't know, more of like an off-roading, like real like in the woods, like nature-ish. Like that seems like it would be like really cool. Like when you go hiking, like actually see stuff around. I think that would be cool. More beach stuff, like where you actually kind of like it's been a while, and I'd love to see them go to like do this in a city, like a beach city, like Miami or whatever, and like actually kind of spend time in the water like they did with LA. Like I would love that. I wish they would do more of that, but again, our hopes and dreams are for Nintendo to smash there. But no, I mean, I'm hoping that this year they do bring us some dynamic stuff. I do think that the Prime Plan Cove was a plus. And I will say this for what it's worth. The Shroom Ridge, it is new. Like, this is the first time we've actually kind of had these moving cars coming at us throughout the track. It is like in a mountain. So yeah, I would say that they're kind of doing that this tour. But like, let's keep it going, Nintendo. Let's take this to the next level. Give us something. Continue giving us some more unique stuff. I think Mario Circuit might be going in the wrong direction. Might be, yeah, I get it. It's retro track. I'm not too hyped up on Mario Circuits just over my period of time, but I do like some of the fun ones that we have. Think about like going through the castle and stuff like that from back when I started as a pandemic player, similar to you, Snuffles. So, what's your thoughts, guys, though, on the rest of this Mario tour? I know that there's conversations about this 3.5 anniversary coming up. Do we get another Ninja tour? Do we get maybe they're giving us kind of this lull tour right before they blow us out of the water and just blow our brains out? What's your thoughts on the 3.5 anniversary? Do you think it has anything to do with how they're coming out with a Mario tour? I mean, guys, I don't know. Just the name alone, Mario tour, just absolutely devastating when I opened it up this morning. Like, is that the lull? Is that the calm before the storm?
I don't know. I think Mario is the most popular. I mean, Abdallah used to say this, but I mean, I always tend to agree with it. Like, Mario is the most popular character, and I think if they're trying to attract new players and keep them engaged, this will give them excitement, especially if they're casual players. I've always known that as a Luigi fan, I've been in the minority, so. Like I'm excited. We've been treated very well. Of course, every time Luigi comes out, we get a horrible skill, but that's okay. So we'll take it and we'll move on. But yeah, I mean, to me, it was just confirmation that they're looking to really attract new players and keep them invested and get them invested in the game and get them moving forward. It didn't do anything for me. Similar to the Mario pipe, didn't do anything for me, but yeah, that shows to me. And it's interesting that that's even their strategy at this point in time, because it's more expensive to acquire new customers than it is to keep existing ones, just from a pure business standpoint. But
I'm sorry, but I have a little caveat to that. I really think that King Mario is. I feel like his time is coming. I'm sorry. I'm investing in him. I don't care that it's not. He's been kind of good from my account. He saved me in ranks a couple of times, but I really think they're gonna do the big one for him very, very soon. It's gonna take time. I mean, he did when he came out. Like, what was it? It was August or September last year.
August.
It's right around anniversary.
Yeah, I feel like it hasn't even been a full year yet. Like his time is gonna be coming. His time is gonna be coming. I just feel like they wouldn't just put him in a pipe with all those Mario arts just for them to have him stuck. Like, I just don't think that would make any sense. I feel like they're trying to wait until the right time to have people really go in on him. Honestly,
that's what I think too.
So it's certainly not too late. It's not too late. They can certainly do that. They've done that before.
Peach IP is the same. I think the Peach IP has been like the 3 times she's on every single tour in your rank.
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, she had over a year where she was absolutely and now she's having a comeback. I would compare her to like Daisy, Holiday Cheer. But there's there are other items that seem to get quite a rise later on after they've been released for a while. That's like even Tuxedo Mario. He had a rough start, and later on he became quite valuable. Maybe 5 or 6 months later, he took him a while to get into the top 10 as an example, but then he was in the top 10 for a while, and then he died. And then now we're rest in peace to Tux Mario. So yeah, I'm with you there. I think ultimately the future of King Mario will also depend on the Miis. And so every episode we always have to do a little Mii check. So let's talk about that. And I know we're all kind of across the board when it comes to Miis, but where are we at this point with the Miis? It seems like they're coming out at a rapid rate. I think even Snuffles, I think you had a question about the Miis, and I loved it. Why don't you jump in?
Okay, so my question was, with Nintendo's willingness to kind of change things, like they recently nerfed the rates on multiplayer pipes, and they've done a lot of that kind of thing behind the scenes. Some of it we found out about. The daily selects comes to mind, but they've been willing to change things. And so my question is, do you think it's possible that Nintendo, in an effort to level the playing field, may nerf the rates, the frenzy rates specifically of Mii suits, in order to give the non-Miis an advantage that they didn't have otherwise? So by lowering the frenzy rates that Mii suits can get, because something has to change, whether it's a resource or something, because like you were just mentioning, like with King Mario and things, and Tuxedo Mario had a rough start, but then he got some coverage. But that was pre-Mii.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, exclusives to me, I don't even know that that's the right way to look at it. I've been trying to look at it as, well, what tracks does this particular non-Mii driver have no overlap with Mii drivers, or plus skill Mii drivers at the least? Because to me, those are the new exclusives, right? At least for now.
Great point. Great point. Yeah.
It's a good question. It's a good question because I mean, I still can't believe they haven't put a cap in place.
Yeah.
For the Mii suits. I don't know if anybody saw it coming that it would go this far, and the gulf between the base point values of the Mii suits and every other driver in this game it's unbelievable. I mean, it's unbelievable to me at this point that you can put no cap tickets on a Mii suit, and just by taking it up to its default level, you have more base points than a driver who is double capped. I mean, it's unbelievable to me. And so I think that's why it's a good question, because I think it's obvious, right? We all sort of see the problem. Like the more valuable the Mii suits get, the less valuable everything else gets. So how can we kind of level the playing field? And I don't have a good answer. It's a really good question. I don't have a good answer to it. I will say, though, if they do what you're talking about, if the answer is to make the Mii suits less valuable to try to close the gap, they're going to alienate a lot of players, and a lot of folks are going to choose to leave the game. That I don't think it's not in their best interest to lose that player base. People have put a lot of time and a lot of resources into investing in these Mii suits, and if you change the rules in the middle of the game, that's going to cause enough pain, and I don't know how you fix that. I think Nintendo, I don't know what their plan is, but that can't possibly be their plan.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No,
you go ahead.
No, go.
One of you.
No, for real, you can go.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
No, I was questioning myself because I'm into PhD series and all the time. Those are my favorites. I don't want to drive a Mii suit. I try to minimize my Mii suit investment. I have only one at 8, which I'm happy about, but also I'm kind of sad about, because like this Mii would always taking all my princesses track. It's kind of hard because I don't expect them to nerf the level how you get a frenzy, because if you're going for any drivers, you can get three normal frenzy even if the rate is very low. It's kind of tricky, because I think the only way for them to nerf the Mii suit would be like if they bring level 9s, the Mii suit don't get level 9s in some ways, but at the same time would be not fair. Also, I was thinking to bring families of certain drivers like Mario to, if you collect all those Marios, they're gonna benefit as the Mii suit will be. So it could be different to raise them those base points in a way. But right now we are just probably too far. If someone have collected all the Mii's like all we do, they're just gonna rise, and like at this point, like we almost have the entirety of ACR just by Mii suit. Every single track, it just beats Mii suit. I think one of the track we have, I think week 1, you can choose like 2 to 5 Mii suit, and you have 3 or 4 optionals and just a normal drivers. We are at this point already, like where they take over everything, and we need to choose on Mii suit and Mii suit and Mii suit, and they're just too much. Like I love the fact it's cool in a way, but also it's just sad. I don't know, like I don't know how they're gonna fix it. I just hope they're gonna that's why I said with more level 9, they're gonna change up and stop the Mii suit from the base there, and then they use a new mechanic to balance it out with maybe a special kill or something else. I don't know, but in my opinion, they have to do something because it's just ridiculous. Like otherwise, we just play the Mii suit. We just play the Mii suit now, and like all cup ranking is like if you want to have top 10 now, or even like probably let's say top 10 or top 100, you have to get all those Mii suit at high level with 2,000 base point to have almost a shot at it, and any other drivers will compete with that, and it's all.
But even still, I mean, I don't even necessarily want to talk about level 9. I feel like I'm playing with firecrackers at this point. But if they follow the same pattern they have for levels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then level 9 would be the same frenzy chance as level 8. The only difference would be that you would have a bonus point boost that goes from ×7 up to ×8. I don't think that's going to close the base point gap. Even if they decided we're only going to make that available to non-Mii suits, I think we're stuck with the exact same problem we have now.
Yeah. I think it has to be a resource that could level the playing field. Something different that they can do. I mean, they can do whatever they want. It's their game, right? We said that they wouldn't do certain things in the past. I never thought they would get rid of pipes, and they did that. So, I mean, they can do whatever they want. It's their game ultimately, but I don't think they'll do it either. I was just trying to think of something that they could do to get me excited to use, the drivers that I love to use. It's really sad to me that Painter Luigi just sits on the shelf and I can't use him because, Gold Mii's on that track. It's like, well, that's a Gold Mii track, and that's going to be the way it's going to be.
And what's crazy about this? The whole Mii suit thing is in Mario Kart 8, they have Mii suits. And I was at first thinking, like, what was the purpose of them even introducing Miis into the game, or Mii suits at that into the game? But they technically already had them in Mario Kart 8, and I guess they felt like that was going to. I know Studfit talked about this. I guess they thought that was going to add more diversity to the character roster. But I mean, I just don't understand. We just have so many Miis, and it's still going. It's still going, and we just don't know when they're going to stop the cap for them. But it's just to the point where it's like it's kind of like you're forced to have to use them. Like you're forced to have to at some point invest in Miis. Like personally for me, once I hit tier 80 and I get the gold Mii suit, I feel like that's when I'm going to actually start buying a Mii suit, at least when they're discounted. So my base points can keep raising for them, and then I'm going to invest in the gold Mii suit because I just feel like, I mean, at this point the Miis are just top tier. They're just top tier, and it takes away from the other drivers, from the original drivers, and including the alts. Like it just takes away from them. So I don't know. It's going to really be interesting what Nintendo does with the Miis in the future, because it's questionable. It's getting ridiculous. I'm sorry. I'm not a big fan of the Miis, but it's just getting ridiculous at this point.
I just want to have a quick. Yeah, I just want to add a quick what you said about the Miis into Mario Kart 8. Into the Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, actually you can size the size of the Miis, so you can make it a little bit more big if you want, and it changed the speed of the Mii. So the more it was, or the perfect lens, it was faster than other ones. So you can get smaller, medium, or larger one. So in MKT, that could maybe change something, or make let's say like a heavyweight coin boxer if you wanted to. But that's the little thing I want to bring.
Wow.
Well, I'll tell you something else that's happened to me recently is I opened up week 1 of ranked, and I was actually pretty excited. I was like, maybe I will invest in something this week and get excited about it. I opened up my ranked opponents, and somebody I don't even remember which of the cups it was, but somebody had a non-plus skill Mii that they had taken to level 7. And I was just like, and it was, I don't even remember what the base points were. It was so outrageous. I was like, well, okay, I guess and then I looked at the other cups and I was like, I guess I'm kind of screwed. So there's no way I'm matching that. Yeah. I'm not gonna do that.
At this point,
it hurt my feelings.
But if you remember 2 years ago, we were saying the same thing about Coinbox. We're like, you know, hey, you know, why even invest in these non-plus skills? Because all we have basically 4 skills at the time. 2 years ago, we only had like 3 skills we could invest in because boomerang wasn't even really introduced until roughly about 2 years ago. So you know, it was very simple for us. We're like, you know, Nintendo's this game's broken. This game is broken. All we have is Coinbox and Lucky Seven. You know, and you know, one giant banana driver. So it was at that point in time, you know, we were saying the same thing. And so, you know, they introduced something new, something left field, which is the Mii's and the base points. I hope that they introduce something new that's kind of go full circle and everything we've talked about. Like they have to introduce a new resource that flips the game on its head and in a different way than everything else that they've done so far. And until we find out what that is, it's got to be investing in the Mii's. You can't you can't say that. We've literally had a new Mii, or at least one introduced for 1 full year. You know, it's just been absolutely insane. We thought it would stop, and people would say, "No, I'm not going to invest in it because it's going to stop eventually." And those people have been bulldozed and ranked every single week. So it's undeniable now. I don't know if there's anyone still standing on the hill of I'm not you know, trying to not get Mii's and like doing it on purpose as some kind of, you know, I don't know, self torture. But
I have an idea.
Yeah, okay, go for it.
What if we went double dash style
with 2 characters?
I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't think it would happen. But
so by the way, I don't know what double dash style is.
It's pretty much like you have 2 drivers in one cart. So let's say you have a Mii suit in the base. Let's say you have 2K in the base in the back, and you have another driver. So it's combined 2 the base points and do something with it. That could be cool. That could be cool. And you can use 2 items.
You know what, Issa? I kind of like that. It's different. It's different, man.
It is different because this is like, I mean, what could you do? What could you do? Like, what different? I mean, we have all these ideas, but it's just like, what could change the dynamic of the game? Because when Mario Kart Double Dash came out, that changed the dynamic of racing. Like, it just did. I know when you had, so if you had Wario and Waluigi together, you would get like a special skill, right? Well, they each one had a special skill.
Each one I have a special one, yeah.
Yeah. And then I know Petey Piranha and King Boo, they had any special skill. So I don't know. Wow. Adding 2 drivers, I mean, I don't know how the controls will work on that. I mean, I guess they would like figure that out, because I know when battle mode came, everybody was wondering how that was going to work. But I mean, if they really want to change the dynamic of the game, like allowing you to do 2 drivers and switch up the skills, like, I don't know, that would be very interesting, having a coin boxer and a boomerang together on the same cart.
Oh boy,
that would be crazy. Yeah.
You just blew our brains, bro.
Can you imagine if there was some way, if they implemented that, and there was, like, think about what that could do for multiplayer if you were if you were just attached to your one driver. So if they then doubled them up, it would almost create this team aspect to multiplayer. Maybe one person does the driving, the other person does the items or something. It would be it'd be madness. It would be hilarious.
That would be awesome.
Rip my winning streak.
Well,
I'm excited about Double Dash. I never played before. I don't even know what that is.
Oh my goodness, y'all have to play it. Y'all have to get your hands on it.
You should look at it. It's pretty good.
You have to get your hands on it. It's that, I'm sorry, in my opinion, that's one of the best Mario Kart games. I don't know, it just really changed the dynamic of everything. Even in Double Dash, when you play the multiplayer, one person will be driving, the other will be on the back, you know, throwing items or whatever, and then you could switch off. I forgot how you could switch, but y'all could switch, and then the other person will be driving, and then it's just very interesting what they could possibly do with that, and I think that will bring a new type of excitement to the game. Just the considering fact that after Double Dash, it went right back to having one driver in the cart. What happens if you go back to 2 drivers and one cart? Like, what could you do with that? Really, what could you do with it?
Well, I mean,
it'll be interesting.
There's some fundamental things that, like, right now, you know, only one person can get, I think, a frenzy. Well, I guess people can get multiple frenzies maybe in multiplayer. Anyway, the main point is it'd be cool if like you could combine the skills of two drivers.
Yeah,
or
that would be
something like
insane.
that.
Oh, that would
That
be
would be-
sick.
Yeah, that would be
cool.
insane.
I think it'd
Woo!
have to be boomerang and Coinbox combined.
Oh
But
yeah,
like,
definitely.
but like you
Definitely.
typically have like Coinbox, you know, or Coinbox and Lucky 7. But then you have to maybe be in the right spot. There's some other logistical issues, but yeah, I don't know. At least I think that's a great idea, man. That's
The, the only issue I see with this is they need to revamp or remodel every single cards, because I don't know how you're
Right.
gonna fit other characters in the back of the cards. Or if you have like a button, you just switch, but you know it's on the card, but it's just like I don't know, it changed. That would be the only issue you can have.
That'd be pretty cool too, though. If you could switch, you could be like, all right, hey, you know, I'm in 8th place. I'm gonna try to go for Lucky 7. You know,
Yeah, switch and you have a lucky 7.
take over. Yeah, and I'm in 1st place. I'm front running. You take over.
Yeah.
Banana driver.
Now, the Piranha Pipes, those were that was a cart in Double Dash, and I think it kind of had the same. I don't know. Does it have kind of the same structure a little bit?
It does, yes.
Like you could tell, like it came from Double Dash because
the little like all that's where the driver was. Yeah.
But that is a logistical issue. Like how they're gonna that. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they can add another. I don't know.
But it's a good idea. It's a good idea to have two.
That's a perfect left field idea, though. That they have to do. They have to do something.
I don't know. I think it's just because I personally just miss Double Dash. I'm kind of upset they never did Double Dash 2. I don't know why, but I think it's just because I miss it.
Well, guys, we have come up on our 2 hours together. Time flies, huh, guys? It's pretty crazy.
Yes.
So I thought what we do is we go around and you guys can say goodbye to your fans. And while we do, we'll finish on a very unique question set up by EDietel about investment regrets. So, you know, I'd like for you to mention, and that's kind of go around the horn. EDietel, you want to read the question and maybe start us out as you say goodbye to your fans and also the fans of EDietel as well.
I don't have the question up in front of me, but
I can read it if you want. If you could trade the investments you made into an item in your account currently for pennies on the dollar, what would it be?
Yeah. So this is what I was thinking about is I feel like I guess this could go for drivers, carts, or gliders. It's more interesting to me when we talk about drivers because the investments have so much more of a we need them to pay off so much more. But I started looking through my account the other day and seeing these things. That Chemex Zoom is the one that jumped out at me at first, where I got so excited about it and I dumped a bunch of tickets into it the tour it came out because it was just so different. And I was like, this thing's great. And it's not. So I started wondering, like, at least with that Zoom broom, I've got it at 7,595, right? So doing sort of the mental math in my head, like, okay, I put 20 something tickets into it and a bunch of cap tickets. If I could take that all the way back to level 1 or just take it completely out of my account altogether, it's now no longer an item that I own. And maybe for every 5 tickets I put in, I get 1 back or something like that. Like the Zoom broom, I think is going to be at the top of the list for me. Like get it out when it is the top ranked cart on a track. I don't want to use it. And it like bothers me that it's the best option. So I would take pennies on the dollar back for that. When it comes to driver, I think the driver for me would probably be the Aurora Rosalina. But to be honest, I don't know how many tickets I put into that. I feel like that was more pipe pulls and things, but that's still at a fairly high level in my account. But I'd be curious to hear from the rest of you guys. What would be your I want pennies on the dollar back. That's really what I was thinking about.
Yeah. That's good. I already know what mine is. Mine is the snow crystals. I took that. Yeah, man, snow crystals, dude.
You're stirring the pot, Studfit.
I know there's a lot of people that like it, man, but that thing has been absolute garbage for me. And I've invested in other things at a higher level. Silver Star Shoot as an example that has 4 or 5 tracks overlapping with it and stuff. But man, it's so weird. Every once in a while, I'll scroll all the way to the right because like the things you use like the least are all far on the right, and I see the snow crystals on the right all the time. It's been it's been probably maybe as long as a year since I've used it. It seems it's been very, very seldom. And so I don't know. I do remember dropping tickets in it. And then to go one step further, because it's green shell, I'm literally gonna do whatever I possibly can to use something else over it anyway. All things equal, just because I don't want to get that green shell frenzy, which is very obvious. At least to me, that those the items do impact the skill. I mean, I can't tell you even last. I'm trying to remember what track it was. I think I was trying to use trying to get like a boombox frenzy, and I was using the wicked topaz, and I just kept getting red shells. You know what it was? It was trying to lucky 7 driver here this tour, and using wicked topaz and getting red shells. I'm like, I don't want red shells. I want lucky 7s, not red shells. But just kept getting it. There's no doubt that the skill is coming out in the frenzy chance. And so for me, it's like I'm always just going to use something else. So for me, I do remember dropping somewhere in the 6 to 8 tickets in it. Again, I pulled it a couple times, got it in packs a couple times, and then took it up, and then just been on the shelf. And there's been no interest to take it off the shelf. So for me, I know it's also controversial too. So it's just why I'm tossing it out there. So if you disagree with me, let me know in the comments. I know there are plenty that disagree with me. But again, it just, for whatever reason, just not very helpful. And we've had conversations here on Kart Talk about it. I think it is my best item on 3 tracks. So there are 3 exceptions to my rule, but at $7,595, man, I wish I had those tickets back. Pennies on the dollar.
I would say for me, I feel like it's kind of crazy for me, but I brought Mario Halloween up to level 6. I want to say, I forgot when I actually did, but I wish I could take those tickets back, and I wish I put it towards Luigi Knight, because I think it was whenever DK Jungle got introduced. So I would say Animal Tour. It was between Mario Halloween or Luigi Knight. And I was going to invest in Luigi Knight, but then I was like, actually, let me invest in Mario Halloween, because battle mode was starting to be in rank mode, and I thought that, lucky 7s were top tier for battle mode. So I decided to invest in Mario Halloween, but I wish I didn't do that. I wish I at least put my tickets into Luigi Knight and double uncapped him instead of Mario Halloween. But it is what it is now. So.
It is what it is, but I'm sure
yeah, because Luigi Knight has appeared in rank mode sometimes. Well, he's appeared in rank mode actually a lot from my account, and if he was like the only top shelf driver for me, and I'm like, darn, if I would have just invested in him instead of Mario Halloween. But again, it is what it is.
Good, man. I appreciate it. Well, now we got to move to Snuffles, because we brought up Luigi. What would be your investment that, if you get the tickets back, pennies on the dollar, something you invest a lot of tickets in that may not be as useful as it once was, or as you had hoped it would be?
Yeah. So the very first one that jumps out at me is, so I was I don't know. I wasn't super meta when I first started. I remember looking at Sergeant Spike's top lists on Reddit and trying to determine, where to invest. So one of the carts that really stood out for someone like me, who was just gold pass only at that point, was Gold Egg. And I knew nothing of hitbox. I knew nothing of skill, really. It was just like, okay, well, it's got a lot of good coverage. And it was really, really good for me for a long time. And then I started to learn about skill, and it became pretty obvious to me before we were tracking hitbox that, like, hey, this is like really hard for me to get all these coins that are coming out. And I can't tell you how many tracks I had that stupid Gold Egg and Dry Bones Gold, and I mean, it was just brutal for me.
That's
and I'm
tough.
competing and ranked against these people, and to the point where it's like I have so much PTSD with it. I took it to 5 and double capped, which for me at the time was a lot. And I was like, I'm not using it. I was so mad about the situation. I started using bigger cards at lower levels until I could just get rid of all of its coverage. And so if you told me, hey, look, you deleted from your account, we'll give you one level up ticket, and I'll give you like 20 driver point boost tickets. Yeah, let's do that. I don't want it. I don't want the sight of it. It upsets me. A different one. I was super excited to get baby blurry donkey. I missed him, and I saw him on a pack. This was when he was getting all of the rank, and I was like, oh man, this is going to be great. Skill's not great, but I think I can make it work. I think it'd be really good. I got it. I bought the pack like 3 times, and took him to 6. And I won ranked. I don't think I've used him since. It wasn't very fun. So I got really excited about it, and it just it just demonstrated to me that skill really matters. And if you're not having fun with it, it's not really worth it. So if I could take that back, I probably would. Yeah, those would probably be the 2 biggest. Birdo Black was horrible as well. I hate that skill. Again, it's a skill thing. I just hated the skill. I thought she looked really cool, or he, whatever. I thought it looked cool. It had great coverage and filled a lot of gaps for me. So it was good for a period, but in the end, I'd never ever use it. And every time I'm scrolling through drivers to check on something, I see that 6 Birdo Black. I'm like, man, I would love to have tickets right now.
Yeah.
Or the Black Turbo Birdo, the card as well. That was pretty meta for a while.
Yeah.
Draco.
Yes, I have a couple. One, obviously, don't laugh at me. I did it for daily select. No. First off is the cloud gliders. I did it for daily select purposes, and people was like, oh, there's only one category with a high end you need to go for, and I was like, oh, the easiest one, the cloud gliders. Woo, good. Put it at level 7. I was like, yay, I done my stuff, and it's still today's single cap. And then level 8 comes in. I was like, oh no, I need to spend more ticket on that. And I put at level 8. I was like, yay, level 8, my daily select, good. Oh wait, that changed. Crap. Oh, yeah. So I put at level 8, single cap. It's terrible. 2, probably, I'm sorry, Stud, but the Lightning McQueen.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yes. So
wow, dude.
I got it when it like on week 1. I was not supposed to pull it. I invest 6 double cap. Since that, terrible, beyond terrible. All the buff.
That's impossible.
What about ranked last week and the week before and the week before?
No, like every single item, because I got the Flowery Battle Wagon, which is better values. Everything else which I got was overtaking the track at the same time as the Lightning McQueen got the buff on every single other card I invested to. I'm like, that's terrible. And now to them, like trying to remove it from my inventory.
I have to see your spreadsheet. I disagree with that.
No, but you can see, but like there's like offer with it. There's some like everything like I have like.
You have the red offloader because it does have a lot of overlap with the red offloader.
I have it level 1. Even that I'm kind of like disappointed to have pulled it. But like I don't know, like there's so many cards we have good, which is bad. And for drivers, well, I mean, is it a surprise for you if I say Yoshi? Like, like all the
Did you drop tickets on Yoshi though? You wouldn't have done that.
I mean, for supers, yeah. But like every time I pull a Yoshi in this game, it hurt my soul.
At level 8. It's horrible.
It's horrible. Like I just want Princess. I don't want Yoshi.
So bad.
Man. Sorry. But yeah, those are red 3. Yeah. Sorry, Stan.
If you can get agree with $1 on Yoshi, yeah, go for it. But you're not going to get that. No, I mean, the Lightning McQueen actually was one that I wish I'd gotten early because it was just a week 2 pipe or a week 2 card.
Yeah.
And I didn't get it. I knew right off the bat it would have helped my account, but I just was not going to go into a week 2 pipe. It was like right when I was in this GP90X, and so I was like, I'm abstaining. I'm doing myself a favor. But then then it just kept getting good value, and then there was like a little bit of a lull. But man, I actually just recently invested in it because it was so strong for my account. Not only that, but then you also got this battle course 1 that it's
bad. B Dasher takeover.
Well, I just triple uncapped it and took it to 8, and that's gonna well outproduce even a cucumber or whatever. But yeah, I was using a cucumber up for a while. But for me, the battle courses have been something I've been focusing in on, which actually Crazy kind of asked a question specific to the battle courses. We don't have a lot of time, but do you guys remember any battle courses from your days playing old Mario Kart Tour? Are there any battle courses you'd like to see Nintendo incorporate or bring back? Thanks to a question from Crazy.
This is maybe not quite what Crazy was driving at, but I want them to bring back the New York one that we only ever had for the one tour.
Yeah.
I like the New York battle track. I wish that was part of the rotation right now.
Sad that it's not. Sad that we only have what, 3. I don't know when they're gonna bring in a new one, but once they do, I'm going gangbusters on making sure I have good coverage on that, because these battle courses, man, they are essential. They should be a top priority to make sure you have good, and so for battle course 1, having a cucumber and a Yoshi, and well, maybe not Yoshi, I guess you could use Mario or something like that. They're Draco. You don't want to use Yoshi, but
no, not. But yeah, for me, by top priority, like you said, like right now, like that's what I suggest to people. Like if you invest on level 7 for kart, gliders, and drivers into battle courses, those tracks would be covered for that specific battles, but also the other into your accounts. So I choose an item for like B Dasher, Daisy LED Choose, Blue Crawly Kart, all those items with very good value with a lot of track. That's what my goal now. And I try to focus on everything level 8 and probably quad cap, and they will be done because we don't have any more. So it's just gonna be smart. And if you can land 60K twice for one track, is 120 plus double, which for track is 240 points.
Yeah.
So for ACR, that's crucial.
It's a great strategy at this point in the game to invest in those things that are featured in the battle tracks. This is something that's been new to me, that I've just got on board with. I think this tour I took the Candlelight Flight to 8, quad capped, and I took the Piranha Pipes, the Kart to 8 quad capped. That's where a lot of my resources are going right now, is the things that are featured on battle tracks.
Nice. Yeah.
That's smart, and that's what I was kind of trying to do with Mario Halloween, but that's just the no driver. Like, he's old Piranha Plant Pipes, and yeah, that one is fairly new. And the Can of Flight, what is it? The Can of Flight light, something like that. You know what I mean? I mean, it's top tier. I'm sorry, that glider is just, I feel like that's the next yellow off-roader as far as the glider, because, and I'm really considering taking that glider up to level 8 and quad capping it, because I mean, it's been, at least in rank mode, it's been in rank mode a lot, and it's in battle mode. And I agree. Like, I think you should invest in DKG that's also in battle mode, because I mean, Nintendo's going to they're forcing it on us anyway. So I mean, you might as well. But yeah, I think I think people should definitely keep the eye out on that glider for sure. I feel like some people already have it at level 8, but that's a good glider. Also, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You finish.
I was just gonna say, and also to answer your question too, just look up all the Double Dash battle courses, and I just think that they should add all of them. They have Luigi's Mansion, Block City, Nintendo GameCube, Pipe Plaza, Tilted Kart. I feel like those would be very, like, really good challenging battle courses. And I think it's really fun. Like, it's going to be really fun for them to add.
Good call. Yeah, I think the battle courses, when it comes to coverage, really, really important to have them triple or quad capped, to whatever level is high for you. I'd say that, with the Black Great Sale and the 8-bit 1-up mushroom for the Twilight House and the Battle Course 1. I'm still working on Cookie Land. You know what? This past week, I actually had a debate. I thought about taking the Cat B up, which has been absolutely hot garbage for me.
Yeah, it is. I hate it.
But it's on Cookie Land, and it's by far the largest hitbox of all the cards.
Combo Cruiser.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Combo
yeah,
Crew.
you're right. Combo Cruiser's at level 1 for me, or level 2 or something like that. So, but like I already invested in the Cact B. It's at level 7, 595. I thought about, because it was on Peach Gardens T. I thought about taking it all the way up to 8 triple and cat, just because it's in a battle track, and like it was a legitimate question. I literally looked at my spreadsheet. I'm like, this gives so my only top cart on like 4 tracks. I just can't do it. I just can't. I'm gonna have another snow crystals on my hand. But it does have this battle track. It has this battle track. Has this battle track. And guys, we're at the point now where having battle track coverage, it's a very rarely in ranked. So if you only do ranked, certainly maybe not the best investment. But if you do all cup ranking, guys, it has to be at the top priority. Has to be the top priority.
100%.
All right, so I think we covered everything, guys. We're well over our 2 hours, so we'll just wrap up by you guys saying goodbye and thanking your fans. We'll do in reverse order. Draco, you want to say goodbye? If you have not subscribed to Draco655, please do so now. The link is in the description. What are you waiting for? Subscribe to this man. He's an awesome guy. He's got the mushroom legacy. Follow this man. Draco, what would you like to say to your fans?
I mean, first of all, no, you should definitely follow to this guy over here. Studfit is way more awesome than I am, but also you have some cool merch.
Yes,
so yeah, so no, obviously like subscribe to both of us, but more than you than I do. But yeah, if you like Mushroom Legacy, like what I like to do, Peach, Daisy, and Rosalie, it's just a bunch of fun. But in general, I think my piece of advice is join the communities and talk with everybody here, because everybody have a story, everybody have something to share, everybody want to help everybody. If you just want to need some help for sheet or anything, we're just here to help. So this community is all about helping, and it's just a fun game playing with other people and not solo. So yeah, please join us. And yeah, I mean, thanks for having me on. That was always fun to be with you all, and I'm super happy to meet Snuffles and EDietel more. And Issa, was always fun to be with you, man. Yeah, that's it.
Good, man. Yeah, Issa, what would you like to say to your fans now that you've collected quite a fan base, man? Especially your horse fan favorites.
Me, Daisy fan. I'm with you.
It's always a good time to be able to chat with EDietel, and Snuffles, just talking to different people in the Mario Kart Tour community. Like, I don't know, it's just, I was nervous at first on, getting on live with y'all and just talking, because I don't know, I just didn't feel like I was as good. But it doesn't matter about that. It's about having fun, and it's just always a good time, meeting new people. And I hope that we can have a lot more sessions where we can just talk about Mario Kart Tours. This game is just so amazing, and it's just a new way to just meet different people, and I'm just really grateful for that. Studfit, thank you for having me here. We talk about some really great things. I'm glad to be here.
Good man. Yeah, EDietel, welcome back to, I think it was like your 3rd episode or so. What would you like to say to your fans, man?
This was a great time, and anybody who's still watching this episode, thanks for sticking with it all the way to the end. It's important that things like this continue. So small things like, subscribing to this video and to this channel, and liking this video and hopping on the Discord and spending some time with us. It's important. I think, we started off tonight talking about how we've seen some burnout in the community, but it's exactly channels like this and podcasts like this that have a way of keeping us engaged and involved. So I'm happy anytime I get the opportunity to jump on and help out and be a part of things. Draco, Snuffles, Issa, you guys seem like really cool people, and I'm glad we got to spend some time together.
Same with you, dude.
So
Yeah,
I suppose that's it, Studfit. Thanks for giving me another opportunity.
Yeah, it's as crazy as my schedules is, it's such a warm feeling just hanging out with you guys and just having conversations, just sit back and chill. And I feel like we could be sitting on a couch, or we could be sitting, at a restaurant, or we could be sitting anywhere just having these conversations. So it's cool just to be able to do it. And hopefully those people that are tuning in, there's, it's weird, like, the rundown usually gets like 3,000 views or so every single tour, and the Kart Talk's a little bit less. It's somewhere, usually breaks 1,000 or so. But those 1,000, I guarantee you, the same 1,000 people that are just longing to just have conversations just like this. And it's thank you to the loyal 1,000 people or so that listen to this on their commute in or doing yard work or just whatever, and just listen to us talk about something that we're all passionate about. And that's what brings me joy. I mean, honestly, this game is fun, but it's less fun by yourself. So thank you guys for being all a part of that. And it's always great to have new people on as well. So thank you for joining us, Snuffles. Appreciate you taking the time out of your Friday evening to hang out with us. What would you like to say to? Honestly, I thought you brought some good takes in here, and you represented your thoughts really, really well. What's your thoughts? You probably had other people that were thinking the same thing that now are fans. What would you like to say to those people?
Well, I don't know about fans, but hopefully if we can just stir more conversation in the community, I think that would be a great thing. And I've watched these things, I've watched all of them, and I'm with you. I mean, for me, the game is great, but it's more about the community than anything else. And so I don't know. I always feel like I sort of feel like when I'm just doing my thing in the mornings, getting ready, and I can listen to podcasts or whatever. It's just my Mario Kart friends keeping me company. And so for me, I always appreciate that, and it kind of brings a smile to my face in the mornings. And so I just want to thank all of you guys for having me on and being willing to engage with me and exchange some great ideas. Hopefully it was fun for everybody, and the people still watching at this point in time, and there's no regrets. But yeah, thanks for having me on, and hopefully we did good things.
I know I'm going to lose a couple of viewers who really like the snow crystals, but other than that, I'm really happy that we were able to cover all this, and thank you guys for joining. This was a blast, but until next time, I guarantee you the rundown will come next tour. Thank you all for your patience this past week. I was battling a sickness and laptop and logistical issues, but thank you guys so much for your patience. I love this community, and even if I have to tone down my involvement, just know that I'm here for you, and we'll keep some content going. So thank you guys so much. Until next time, may the frenzy luck be with you. See you guys. Oh, check out the Etsy, check out Studfit, and make sure to like and subscribe. I always forget. Thank you guys.